Let me ask you something. What if I told you that just $100 a month could change your entire financial future? Yeah, I know. $100 doesn't sound like much. It's a couple dinners out, maybe a gym membership, or a pair of sneakers. But here's the truth most people never realize. Time can turn that $100 into thousands, even hundreds of thousands, if you stay consistent. If you invested $100 every month for 30 years and earned an average return of 8%, you wouldn't have $36,000 saved. You'd have over $140,000. That's the power of compounding. Your money, earning money, even while you sleep. So, if you think you need to be rich to start investing, think again. Because the real secret isn't how much you invest, it's how early you start. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how that works, and how $100 a month can build your wealth for life. You know what stops most people from investing? It's not fear, it's disbelief. They think, what's the point of putting away just $100 a month? That's nothing. But here's the truth. Big results come from small, consistent actions. Think of investing like planting a tree. The first day, it's just a tiny seed, barely noticeable. But give it sunlight, time, and care. And one day, it's tall enough to give you shade. That's exactly what compounding does for your money. Each dollar you invest grows, and then that growth starts to grow. It's not about throwing in thousands. It's about showing up month after month. $100 today might not change your week, but $100 invested every month for years could change your life. Because consistency beats intensity every single time. So, start small, stay patient, and let time do the heavy lifting. Future, you will thank you for every $100 you chose to invest instead of spend. Okay, let's break this down. No jargon, no fancy math. What actually happens if you invest just $100 every month and earn about 8% per year, which is roughly the long-term average of the stock market? Let's look at 3 timelines. After 10 years, you'll have put in $12,000 of your own money. But with growth, that turns into around $18,000. That's $6,000 more just because you let time do its thing. After 20 years, now you've contributed $24,000, but your account is worth about $59,000. That's more than double. And you didn't have to lift a finger. After 30 years, here's where the magic really happens. You've invested $36,000 total, yet you'd have roughly $140,000. That's over $140,000, $100,000 in pure growth, not luck, not gambling, just time and consistency. See, in the first few years, it feels slow, almost boring. But compounding is like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, it's tiny, and then it picks up momentum until it's unstoppable. That's the beauty of investing early and consistently, because the best investor isn't the one who times the market. It's the one who gives their money enough time to grow. And all it takes is $100 a month. That's your snowball. Start rolling it today. All right. So now that we know what $100 a month can do, the next question is, where do you actually put it? The good news is, you don't need to be a financial expert or pick individual stocks. In fact, the simplest strategy is usually the best one. Let's talk about index funds and ETFs. That's short for exchange-traded funds. Think of them like a basket holding hundreds of different companies inside. When you buy one share of an ETF, it's like owning a tiny piece of every company in that basket. Apple, Microsoft, Google, you name it. So instead of betting on one stock, you're diversifying automatically. If one company has a bad month, the others help balance it out. And here's the best part. You can start with just a few dollars. No need for thousands. Set up an investment account with a low-cost broker. Search for a broad market ETF, like one that tracks the S&P 500, and automate that $100 deposit every month. Over time, this slow, steady approach outperforms most people who try to time the market. Because it's not about predicting the next big stock, it's about owning the entire market and letting time do the work. So remember, you don't need to gamble, you just need to own, hold, and stay consistent. That's how everyday people quietly build wealth, one $100 deposit at a time. Here's the secret most successful investors know. You don't need more willpower, you just need better systems. If you want that $100 a month to actually happen, make it automatic. Set up your investment app or brokerage account so that every month, same day, same amount, $100 moves straight from your checking account into your investment account. That way, you never have to remember to invest. It just happens quietly in the background while you live your life. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it's one of the most powerful habits in personal finance. Instead of trying to guess when the market's high or low, you invest the same amount regularly. Sometimes you'll buy when prices are up, sometimes when they're down. Over time, that averages out, and you end up buying more when things are cheap and less when they're expensive, automatically. The truth is, automation removes emotion. No stress, no second guessing, no, should I wait until next month? You set it once and let time and consistency do the heavy lifting. Because the best investors aren't the smartest or luckiest. They're just the ones who stayed consistent long enough to win. Now let's talk about what not to do, because even a good plan can go off track if you let emotions take over. The biggest mistake beginners make? They try to time the market. They wait for the perfect moment to invest or panic when prices drop. But here's the truth. Even professional investors can't predict what the market will do next week. If you try, you'll end up missing the best growth days. And those are what make the difference over decades. Another common trap, chasing trends. Maybe you see a friend bragging about crypto gains, or some influencer talking about a hot stock. And suddenly, that steady $100 plan feels boring. But remember, wealth doesn't come from excitement. It comes from discipline. Most fortunes are built quietly, not overnight. And lastly, don't pull your money out just because the market dips. Downturns are part of the process. They're sales, not disasters. If you keep investing through them, you're actually buying more at lower prices. So don't chase, don't time, and don't panic. Your job isn't to outsmart the market, it's to stay in it. Because consistency and patience will always outperform panic and impulse. Let's make this real with a simple story. Meet Alex. 25 years old, just starting out, no big salary, but decides to invest $100 every month. It's not much, but Alex sticks with it. Month after month, year after year, through good times and bad. Now, meet Taylor. Same age, same job, but says, I'll start investing when I make more money. 10 years go by, and Taylor finally starts. Fast forward to age 55. Both have been investing $100 a month at an average 8% return. But Alex, who started 10 years earlier, has around $75,000 more than Taylor. Why? Because time is the multiplier. Those early years gave Alex's money more chances to grow, compound, and build momentum. And here's the kicker. Alex didn't invest more money, just started sooner and stayed consistent. That's the hidden superpower of investing. It rewards patience, not perfection. It's not about when you finish, it's about when you start. So, whether you're 25 or 45, the best day to start was yesterday. But the second best day is today. Here's the truth most people never realize until it's too late. Investing isn't about getting rich fast. It's about getting free slowly. The stock market isn't a casino. It's a tool that rewards patience, discipline, and time. And that's why the real winners in investing aren't the ones glued to stock charts. They're the ones who treat it like a long-term partnership with their future self. Think of every $100 you invest as a seed. You don't plant it today and expect a tree tomorrow. You give it time, water it, protect it from the storms, and one day it grows big enough to give you shade, comfort, and security. So don't get discouraged if the growth feels slow at first. Every great investor started with small steps. And the only difference between them and everyone else is that they didn't stop. Your goal isn't to predict what happens this year. It's to make sure you're still in the game 10, 20, 30 years from now. Because when you zoom out, you'll see that $100 a month wasn't just an investment in money. It was an investment in your freedom, your peace, and your future. Start small. Stay consistent. Think long-term. That's how ordinary people build extraordinary lives. All right, now you've seen it. The math, the mindset, the proof. $100 a month might not change your week, but it can absolutely change your life. The hardest part isn't the math. It's the moment you decide to start. And if you've watched this far, that means you're ready. So here's your challenge. Before this day ends, open a note or your favorite investing app and set that first $100 aside. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Because the sooner you start, the more time you give your money to grow, and the more freedom you give your future self. And hey, if this video inspired you or gave you clarity, hit that like button, subscribe for more content about building wealth the simple way, and comment below. What's one thing you'd love to invest in for your future? Remember, you don't need to be rich to start investing. You just need to start.